Hey, booze. Hey, welcome back to your girl's channel. Trigger warning. I mean it, y'all. Trigger warning. This woman is about to explain how her baby daddy unalived their child. If this ain't your kind of thing, I get it, boo. I get it, and I'll catch you in the next one. For the rest of y'all, let's get into it.
How you doing? I'm Shay Love. Okay, today I'm gonna be doing story time, y'all. I have the enough strength to do this story time. I'm gonna do story time on how my daughter daddy unalived her. Okay, back in 2018, I got hired at this job. And he was working at the job, y'all. We started getting cool with each other. We used to talk at work, play around at work, like that. So yeah, we exchanged numbers. We started texting each other every day, sending each other pictures. As I get good morning, I wake up, I have like good morning texts. We asking each other how's our day going and stuff like that. Normal shit when you meet people. So y'all, like mind y'all, I met him at my job. We just kicking it or whatever the case may be. So I began to start liking him. Like I liked him, he liked me. So we started kicking it more and like heavy. Even after work, he would come over my house. Now mind y'all this. So during the times that we kicking it, he stated he was single. He stated he had kids. He stayed with his family or whatever the case may be. Family meaning mom and stuff like that. Y'all, boom. So mind y'all, I got my own place. So when we used to chill, he used to come over my house. So we chilling. At that time, I had a son. My son was 5 years old, y'all. I only had one kid. My son was 5 years old. So we began to kick it more and more and more. Mind y'all, he would come to my house some days, and some days he would not come to my house. Meaning, Monday he might come, and I might not, and he leave Tuesday morning, and then I might not see him no more till Saturday or Sunday. But me being single and his vibes, y'all, oh my God. Like, yes, I was stupid. I was chilling with him, like, vibing with him. I loved the vibes because, like, we wasn't in no relationship. So it was like, okay, you just vibing for the moment. You doing your little shit. Yeah, it's for the moment, y'all. Like, at that time, I was very young. He was way much more older than me. At that time, I was very young. So as we began to chill more and more and more, like months passed by, y'all. Mind y'all, he not my man. He did not stay with me. So he used to come and go, like come and go type shit. So y'all, 3 months later. Yeah, it was 3 months later, y'all. I got pregnant. 3 months later, I got pregnant. So y'all, I end up getting pregnant or whatever the case may be. 3 months later, right? So I did tell him I was pregnant, like we was both like, okay, you pregnant, we gonna take care of the baby. Y'all, I promise y'all, he showed no signs that he didn't want the baby. He never told me to get an abortion. So, bitch, at this point, y'all, I was happy. I'm like, bitch, I got me a nigga who's single. He take care of his kids. And I'm pregnant. And he ain't telling me to get ready, baby. And we venting to each other. We going out. We having a good time. Like, what? Okay, y'all. I'm thinking I'm doing the do. I'm thinking I got me one, y'all. I was so motherfucking happy, y'all. Yes, I was so happy, y'all. I was so happy, y'all. So, he like, oh, let's schedule an appointment, y'all. So I scheduled an appointment to go see the doctor. They gave me an ultrasound and everything, y'all. When I tell y'all I had my boy, and when I tell y'all I cried, y'all wouldn't believe. When the man put the stuff on my stomach and was going around, and he said, what you hoping to have? And I said, I want a girl. And y'all, that doctor said, well, congratulations. because you having a girl. I promise y'all, I started crying instantly. I was so happy, y'all, because that's all I ever wanted. I was like, you know what? When I have kids, I'm going to just have me a boy and a girl. And if I don't have a boy and a girl, I, if I have two boys, I'm going to try again till I get a girl. Like, I always said I wanted a boy and a girl. So I was happy when the doctor told me that it was a girl. And at that moment when I was doing my ultrasound, he was not there. He was not there at the doctor's appointment. So I'm calling him, y'all. I'm sending him pictures of the ultrasound. He ain't answering. He ain't doing none of that shit, y'all. Y'all know that part had me boiling, but the fact that I found out that it was a girl, I was so happy, y'all. I was too goddamn happy. So mind y'all, I leave the doctor and everything. This nigga still ain't hit me bad. The next day came, he still ain't hit me bad. So that following day, he ended up calling my phone. I'm telling him about the ultrasound. I sent him the pictures. He like, oh, so you having a girl? I'm like, yeah, I'm having a girl. I'm happy. Like, he like, oh, um, damn, I got all boys. So I'm like, y'all, now I'm really motherfucking happy now. Cause he done told me he had all boys, and I'm thinking like, this the first daughter? Okay, okay, okay. I'm popping my big one. Cause mind y'all, I got my son, and that's my baby daddy first son. That his daddy first son. My son dad, that's his first son. So I'm like, okay, this nigga, this his first daughter. So I'm like, okay, okay. Shit, I'm fucking with it, y'all. So as days begin to pass, y'all, mind y'all, like I said, he used to come and go still. Even after he found out that I was pregnant, he still used to come and go. And I'm talking about, y'all, I used to cook, clean. I'm talking about, I used to do everything for this nigga like he was really my nigga. Mind y'all, we still never made anything official. We still never had made anything with official. I was just pregnant and we was still kicking it, y'all. So yeah, we was still kicking it or whatever the case may be, y'all. So y'all, one day we was at my house and we was so tired, y'all. We end up falling asleep, y'all. Mind y'all, we in the bed, we knocked out sleep. I end up getting up to use the bathroom. So I got up to use the bathroom. So and when I get up to use the bathroom, I always grab my phone. Like I don't know nobody that when I get up, I grab my phone. So I get up, I grab my phone, and I go to the bathroom because when I'm on the toilet, I'm gonna be on my phone. So y'all, I see I had a missed call. Mind y'all, it's during the day and we fucking sleep. So I see I had missed calls, but I ain't answer it. Y'all, it was a voicemail on my phone. Mind y'all, he sleep. I'm in the bathroom. It was a voicemail on my phone, y'all. Y'all wouldn't believe the fucking voicemail that I got, bro. Bro, I clicked the voicemail. I'm listening to it. The voicemail, oh my God, y'all. The voicemail was so fucking shocking. So fucking shocking. The voicemail said, well, hey, Shay, this G girlfriend, his baby mama, and I'm pregnant right now. I see y'all having a good motherfucking time together and all this. Girl, oh my God, y'all. She had done left me a whole paragraph. So as I'm listening, my heart drops because you're supposed to be single and you've been over here keep coming back and forth. You spending nights. So how in the fuck do you have a bitch? How the fuck do you have time for a bitch when you're constantly coming over here, constantly spending the night, constantly going out with me? Like, y'all, I was devastated when I heard that goddamn voicemail. When I heard that voicemail, y'all, I woke his ass up instantly. So mind y'all, I called the lady back. I called the number back. Yes, I did, y'all. I called the number back. I sure did. I said, hello. Oh, yeah. I said, well, this Shay, you just called my phone. She was like, oh, this such and such baby mama. I'm just here to let you know that I'm pregnant and he ain't going nowhere. I said, I did. I said, well, that makes the two of us because I'm pregnant too and I'm 3 months and I'm not getting rid of my baby. So she was like, oh, bitch, he ain't taking care of nobody else's kids. We've been together 10 years. Y'all. Y'all know I was hurt. 10 years? 10 fucking years? And this nigga is in and out my house, sleeping with me, got me pregnant, and y'all was together for 10 fucking years? Y'all, that made me feel so shitty, look so stupid, and I was so goddamn embarrassed. But bitch, I'm a Virgo. I was standing on business. What was done has already been done. I'm pregnant. I'm not going to have an abortion because I found out that you have a girlfriend. So I'm giving you an option. You can either walk away and leave me alone right now and and take care of your responsibilities when they get here, and or we can figure this shit out, y'all. So he's telling me, oh, we're going to have the baby. Oh, she is pregnant, but why wouldn't you tell me that? First of all, you told me you were single. Oh, I am single. I'm not with her. I broke up. So you got her pregnant. She already got, the lady said, oh, we got 5 kids together. 5. So y'all got 4 and she's pregnant with 1 and I'm pregnant. So that means my baby the 6. Oh, I feel even stupid. So y'all, as he was trying to explain himself, I just, at that point, I was devastated. I was hurt. Because, you know, when you like somebody and you thinking it's one thing and it's not that. So now you hurt. I didn't even want him around me at that point. He had to go from around me, y'all. So I end up telling him to leave, whatever the case may be. As y'all females know, yes, the baby mama kept trolling me. She kept texting me, oh, ho, he ain't taking care of that baby. Da 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 da.
Y'all got to know when to walk away. And I am a person of pro choice. Now, if she wants to keep her baby just to have love and have a child in her life, that is on her. But I do not recommend that you have a child by a man who's been with someone for 10 years and has a whole family of 5. I don't recommend that at all. She already admitting that she's the fool in the situation, yet something tells me she gonna stick around in this situation.
First thing first, I'm gonna bounce back to part 2 because I seen some of y'all comments was asking me about the ultrasound. Here's my daughter ultrasound. As you can see at the top, my name. It tells you I was 21 weeks. It says I'm a girl right there. I'm pull it back. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly. There she is right there. As you can see, it's kind of old because, like I said, this is from 2017, 2018. I was pregnant, got pregnant in 2017 and had her in 2018. Okay, y'all. Also, here's a picture of her. Her name is Ariana, and I was calling her Ari. That was my name for her, Ari. Okay, also, here's her footprints. And as y'all can see, she was born March 1st, 2018. Okay, so this right here that I'm going to show y'all is personal. So I'm not going to put it all out there, but I'm going to let y'all see. This is a death certificate. As y'all can see the top, it says death certificate. This is her death certificate. And also, I have this, what is this called? An autopsy. This is her autopsy, and you can see her name, Ariana Hawkins, medical examiner. And also, I have her obituary. As y'all can see, she was born in 2018. Okay, so y'all, we're gonna go ahead and get into story time part 3. Excuse the tears. We're gonna go ahead and get into story time part 3. Okay, y'all, I did say that I wanted him to leave. Okay, yeah. Story time part 3. I did say that when I found out that he had a girlfriend and she was pregnant, and so it's like we both was pregnant at the same time. So y'all, that was hurtful. I was hurt. So yeah, I was hurt. You know, like at that point, I just didn't want him around me or in my house or nothing like that. So eventually, I continued on living my life, being pregnant, because I was not getting rid of no baby. Like I said before, I didn't believe in having and stuff like that. So we're gonna fast forward the story on when I had the baby. Okay, I had my baby. I had an early labor. Let's get to that. I had an early labor. My baby was born at 7 months. Yes, she was very preemie, very small. So y'all had an early labor. I began to go in labor, down late, down whatever it is. I began to have the baby. So my baby was born with jaundice. If you know what that means, when your eyes are like yellowish and stuff like that. So she couldn't go home in 3 days. She had to stay in the NICU. So eventually I was just going back and forth, changing her, feeding her, spending time with her until she was able to come home. So eventually I reached out to her dad. I'm like, hey, the baby's born, da 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 da. Boom. Yes, y'all. He was not there at the labor. He was not there. He was not there at the labor. So yes, that hurt it as well. So he ended up saying, yeah, I'll come see the baby or whatever. So y'all, eventually he came to see the baby. He was like, oh, she have a lot of hair. She look like me. He's saying all this stuff, da da da. So boom, we end up going home. We was talking. I was asking him, what is it we're gonna do? He was like, oh, I'm gonna take care of my baby for sure. So yeah, I kept coming out there, seeing my daughter or whatever, supporting her, whatever. So eventually she did come home, or whatever the case may be. She came home, and I was taking care of her. Like, he was doing his part. I used to go to work, y'all. I used to leave her with him. Mine, y'all, had a son too. So he was around my son as well. Like, I used to leave them with him. Like, he used to make sure they was straight. Like, when I'm at work, he used to watch them. When I come home, either he'll chill or he'll just get up and leave. It was just like that. Like a normal little thing like going on. But still, y'all, he was not my man. We still didn't make it official. Let's keep that in the bud. And also, I seen a comment when somebody said, how did she get your number? Y'all, those people was together 10 years. You don't think she was going through his phone? You don't think she was paying attention to him? I know I would dating the man 10 years. I mean, you should have that bond where you don't have to go through their phone. But back to the story. So, y'all, eventually we were still doing that, taking care of the baby. So, like I said, I was going to work. He would stay, come over, watch the kids for me. He'll spend the night. Like, he was still doing all this stuff, y'all. So, one day I was off and we was in there watching a movie, y'all. We was in there watching a movie or whatever the case may be. So, once we watching the movie, I end up going outside. So, when I go outside, y'all, I see my neighbor outside. So I run across the street to talk to my neighbor. Y'all, I had some cool ass neighbors. Like, the street that I stay on was dope. Everybody was caring. Everybody looked out for each other. We woke up like, what's up? How you doing? Good morning. Stuff like that. So y'all, I went and spoke to my neighbor. I'm across the street with my neighbor. We chatting it up. Y'all, so mind y'all, I'm right across the street. My house right here, they house right here. All I gotta do is run across the street. So y'all, I look across at my house. I see, y'all wouldn't believe what I see. I see his baby mama with some other girl walking up to my front door. Mind y'all, they ain't had seen me coming, standing across the street. So as I see them coming to my door, now I'm walking across the street. I said, excuse me. And the other girl, not the baby mama, the other girl was like, where my uncle at? And I said, yo, uncle. And then she said, yo, where my auntie baby daddy at? And I said, oh, he in the house. Y'all, I'm a Virgo. I said, oh, he in the house. He in there with the kids. My y'all got a newborn baby. My son in there. He in the house with the kids. Y'all, I goes in the house to get him. Y'all, why them hoes threw a brick and bust my motherfucking window? Like a brick and bust my motherfucking window. And y'all know it already be hard to get a place out here nowadays. It be hard. And these people don't barely even be want to rent to young people. So now you don't bust my window. Now I got to deal with my landlord. I got to explain how my window get bust. Now, and I got to pay for that shit 9 times out of 10. It's going to go on my rent. So y'all, I'm mad about that shit. I'm like, this bitch just bust my window. I go outside, y'all. I'm ready to bump now. Like, what's up? Like, let me get that. I need that. So by the time I make it outside, y'all, them hoes gone. So the whole time, y'all ain't even come around here for him. Y'all just came around here to fuck with me. I mean, like, damn. Like, you that fucking mad. You came around here with another woman to bust out my window. But y'all, long story short, okay, I end up telling him, man, that window got to be fixed. Story time part 4, y'all. Okay, I remember this day, y'all, like it happened yesterday. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. It was November 22nd, 2018, y'all. On that day, November 22nd, 2018, it was Thanksgiving Day on that day. If you go back in your calendars and you see November 22nd, 2018, that was Thanksgiving Day. Okay, mind y'all, on Thanksgiving, before Thanksgiving Day, my neighbor had asked me, did I want to have Thanksgiving with them, just me and my 2 kids, and I agreed. And she asked, can they use my oven because their oven had went out. So I agreed to let them use the oven as well. So y'all, Thanksgiving, November 22nd, 2018. Mind y'all, only the oven was supposed to be used in my house because they was cooking on their stove tops and only using my oven. That's the only thing that was turned on in my house. Okay, y'all. That day I woke up. It was me and my kids. I got them, I bathed them, got them dressed and everything. My neighbor needed to use the oven, so they had seasoned the turkey, brought it over to my house, stuck it in the oven. It was cooking. Me and my kids, we put on clothes and we went over to the neighbor's house. We was chilling with them, y'all. Just, enjoying Thanksgiving, listening to music, the adults having their drinks and stuff like that, y'all. So, y'all, as the food was cooking, we was talking or whatever. That day, November 22nd, 2018, my daughter's father called my phone, y'all. He had said to me, hey, what's up? Can I see my daughter today? I was like, yeah, cool. You could come see the baby today. Y'all, I'm not going to, even though, like, we never, make it as a couple, I'm not going to take somebody's child away from them if they want to see their child. So I always said, yeah. Mind y'all, I did tell y'all in the previous story, he used to watch my kids while I go to work and everything. So it was never a problem with him coming to see his child. I said, yeah, you could come see the baby. He said, okay, I'm going to let you know when I get there. I'm like, okay, cool. Y'all, mind y'all, I'm drinking, I'm partying with the neighbors or whatever the case may be. So probably like 45 minutes later, he called me and said he was outside, y'all. This when the story get like, I'm losing my voice talking. This is when the story get like really, really shocking, y'all. Like really hurtful, really shocking, like really fucking annoying. Y'all, when he got there, y'all, he called my phone. He said, I'm outside. Where you at? Y'all, mind y'all, I'm across the street to my neighbor house, and I stayed on the other side of the street. Me and both of my kids is over there. We enjoying our Thanksgiving. We listening to music. Y'all, I got me a drink. I done hit me a little blunt. Like everybody enjoying time, good times. It's Thanksgiving Day. And then I ain't had no plans on cooking. So I'm like, hell yeah, I'm going to vibe with the neighbors. They good to my kids. They always play with my son and, like hold my daughter and stuff like that. Okay, so y'all, me and the neighbors, we having a good time. So he had done end up calling me, y'all. He like, oh, I'm outside. So I'm like, okay, you outside. I'm coming. Mind y'all, my neighbor daughter used to love my daughter. Like, if my neighbors was sitting right here, y'all, everybody on that block could vouch for my story. Even if they see my TikTok, I know they probably do see it, and they know the story real. But y'all, I goes and get my daughter from my neighbor. She's playing with her. She's like, oh, she's good. I got her. I'm like, no, her dad is here to see her. I grabbed my daughter, y'all. This was the worst thing I ever did. The worst day of my fucking life. Something I wish I would have just told him, no, you can't see her. I just wish God would have done that on me and I would have told him no. But I ended up letting him see her. He came over. Y'all, I grabbed my daughter from my neighbor. I was taking her across the street to him. My son say, Mom, where y'all going? I said, her dad want to come see her. He said, I want to come too. So I let him come as well, y'all. Oh my God. Y'all, I let him come as well. When I let him come as well, y'all, me and the kids, we walking back across the street. I hand him the baby. He grabbed my daughter. He like, hey, mama, like, playing with the baby. So, y'all, I'm drinking and stuff like that. So, my son like, oh, can I stay with him too? So, I was like, sure, you can stay in the house with him too. So, mind y'all, I left both of my kids in the house with him. I went back across the street with my neighbors. Yes, y'all, the worst mistake I ever did. Sometimes I beat myself up and be like, damn, if only I would have did this, if only I would have said this, stuff like that, y'all. But I just pray about it, take one day at a time. But, y'all, I end up going back across the street, and that's the worst thing I ever could have did. That's the worst thing I ever could have did, y'all. It's taking so much out of me to just tell a story. So, y'all, I went back across the street or whatever, right? I'm drinking, y'all. I'm smoking. Man, y'all, I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying my Thanksgiving. Y'all, I promise you, I gave this man my baby and went back across the street. Like 20 minutes later, 30 minutes later, he was like, oh, he called my phone. I'm like, hello? He's like, oh, she boo-booed everywhere. Come change her. Mind y'all, like I said, I'm having a good time. So I'm like, why don't you just change her? Like, just change her pamper. He was like, all right. Boom. Y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. I needed a moment of silence. It's not easy telling this story. So, y'all, he, like, all right. So, I'm like, okay, I hung up the phone. Mind y'all, after I told him, okay, I hung up the phone. Then, like 10 minutes later, I saw him run out the back door. And he had something white in his hand. I called him, like, what you doing? He like, oh, I went to throw the pamper away. I'm like, okay. Boom, I left it alone. He like, go back in the house. Oh, screaming. I hear screaming. Come here, man. Just come here, man. I'm like, what the fuck? I run in the house, y'all. Y'all would have never imagined how I saw my fucking daughter, y'all. Whole body from here all the way down to her little vagina, her hand, her feet, her legs, burnt, scar burnt. They said that he had boiled hot water and stuck the child in the boiling water. Y'all, when I seen my baby, all her skin was coming off, y'all. I'm talking about it was so bad, all her meat, and she had been crying when he had called me, because when I got in there, she was in shock, y'all. She was in shock. I called the police. I attacked him while calling the police, y'all. He had to go, y'all. So, y'all, as I see my baby's skin looking like that, I immediately go into shock. I immediately started crying, and I remember that by the door, my son, he had this push blue scooter, and all I remember was picking that thing up, y'all, and busting my baby daddy with it. Like, and I'm calling the police. All I remember saying was, he burned my baby. He burned my baby, y'all. I promise y'all. I ran outside. I screamed to my neighbors, he burned my baby, y'all. He burned my baby. Oh, my neighbor instantly jumped up. She dropped whatever she had in her hand, ran to my door, but her sister that was calling her, come back. She went back. Everybody, when the police came, y'all, they came so fast. I promise y'all, they came less than 3 fucking minutes when I said, he burned my baby, he burned my baby. Y'all, it was like 9, 10 polices. The block was so roped off. Y'all, when I would never forget, my son had a towel. It was purple. It with a little thing. It's a character when y'all know the towels that you put on the kid's head when and it's still a towel around them when they get out the tub. So y'all, I never forget when the police came in my house and seen my baby. Y'all, they picked my daughter up like this in the towel. All she had on was towel. All my baby's skin. I'm talking about, y'all, like, I don't know. It looked like he had done, I don't know what the fuck he did, y'all. And that's like, oh my God. That shit was so fucking shocking, y'all. Okay, they end up taking my baby out the house. They put her in the ambulance, y'all. The people was working on her, took her to the hospital, y'all. And they arrested him. They did. They arrested him. He was not leaving, y'all. I was standing by the door because you're not walking out of here. But to be honest, he really, really wasn't trying to run. But at the end of the day, y'all, he wasn't going to run at all because, baby, I wasn't letting him. I was standing by that motherfucker, though. You're going to go to jail where you need to be at. Y'all, I go to the hospital. The people said that my daughter had severe burns, like with scalding hot water. Okay, I used to have this hot heater in my house. He tried to blame it on that. So the detectives, y'all know when stuff happen inside your house, they send detectives to come like brush down everything for fingerprints. They look for everything. They went in my bathroom. They got her baby tub. They did fingerprints. They did a whole investigation, y'all, because he was trying to say that the hot water from the tub is what burnt her. But y'all, I shower in that water, and I use hot ass water, y'all. I shower in hot water. My son used that tub, and he was 5 at the time she got burned. Come on, like my cousins them that came to my house and took a shower. Nobody tends to get burned. So y'all, the police came up to me and said, "Was you cooking? Were you cooking in the kitchen?" I said, "Ma'am, the only thing supposed to be hot was the oven." Y'all, guess what the people said? The stove top was hot. They said that he had boiled water and put the baby inside the boiling water. Yes, he did, y'all. Yes, he did, y'all. And do y'all know he still was trying to lie? "Oh, I didn't do nothing. I put the baby in the tub. I came back and her skin was like that." It's no fucking way, y'all.
I don't care what nobody say. This man definitely deserves the DEATH penalty. I think they should burn his ass just like he burned that darn child. If anything, I hope they Tory Lanez his ass with the shank, but times 10.
It's no fucking way that happened like that, y'all. The autopsy, I don't really like to get into the autopsy, just make me cry because it tell every inch about the person. Okay, my baby autopsy say that she was held under hot water, like severe fucking hot water. So what I was guessing was they were saying that he boiled the water and poured it in the tub and put the baby inside the tub because he had her baby tub inside the big tub. First of all, my son so smart. He say, "My mama don't bathe her in there. My mama bathes her in the sink," which I do because she was still a little baby. She was only 8 months old, she died December 1st, the day she turned 9 months. I had her March 1st, but every first it comes another month. So she hadn't even turned 1 yet, y'all. She had just started crawling and she had just started teething, y'all. So y'all know this shit right here, this really played a big part on my life, y'all. This shit, he took something from me, fucked up my mental, fucked up everything, like my trust with men, all that shit, y'all. That it plays a big part in the situation that I went through. You feel me? So when he ended up going to jail, y'all, the fucking people end up letting him out on pre-trial. So I'm like, nah, man, y'all, my daughter's still in the hospital. I'm going every day to go see her, check on her, change her, everything, like see if she's gonna make it, see if she's okay. The doctor was telling me, y'all, they was like, she's doing good. The burns are very deep, so we're gonna need time with her. She's gonna have to be here for us. So I'm willing, okay, whatever gonna make my baby great again, I'm gonna be there to support. If I gotta come out here every day, y'all, I was coming out every day, y'all. I was so hurt, y'all. I was out there by myself going to see my daughter all burnt up, arms and casted, body and casted. Like, this is a child that can't talk. This is a child that just started crawling. She ain't even take her first step yet, let alone ate her first bite of food. My baby only had a taste of cookies and Cheetos. Like, and you gonna fucking take her life from her? Then when we get to the hospital, when I get to the hospital, the people like, she doing good, or whatever the case may be. So y'all, pre-trial end up getting him out. Y'all know I wasn't going down for that. Y'all know I'm a black mama and I ain't going down for that. The first thing I said, if it was somebody else's child, y'all would have never let him out on no motherfucking pre-trial. So stop playing with me. Y'all, oh my God, December 1st, I never forget this call. I was at home, y'all. I had just left the hospital. I just had left the hospital, y'all. I had just fucking left the, excuse my language, I just left the hospital, y'all. I promise y'all, when I tell y'all my baby, she had looked at me, I was praying with her. I was like, Ari, you got this. You strong like your mama. God got you. I'm talking to my baby and stuff like that, y'all. I promise y'all, when I left the hospital later on that day, I got a phone call from the hospital, y'all, saying my daughter passed away. Yep. At that time, y'all, just imagine you don't got no car. You ain't had nobody to take you to go to the hospital, go back up there. So now, knowing that my daughter passed away and I got to catch an Uber, I'm in the back of the Uber car screaming, crying, drive faster, go, go, go. At first, the man was like, he was going to put me out because I was being rude. But when I explained to him my situation, he was speeding, he ran lights and all for me. It was so hurtful, y'all. When I got to the hospital, y'all, they was just pumping on my baby. That's all I remember. Her stomach was big. They was pumping on my baby. I'm talking about pumping. They was trying to get her. Then they do this like one last procedure before you die to see if you could make it. They'll put something in your neck. I don't know what that called. They was asking me, did I want to try that? Y'all, I tried everything to keep my baby alive. Like, I don't know. I just feel like, I guess God needed her more. But y'all, that shit hurt. This is something that will forever live with me. This will forever be pain. Like, and that's why I tell people, if you coming on here to be negative to me or make fun about my situation, you ain't gonna hurt me. This is just something that I grew from, learned from. I'll be hurt forever because I lost a whole child. But negative words can't hurt me worse than that did, baby. That shit right there, that's something that will forever be right here. Every time I see a picture of her, everything, y'all. And to go back, when she did get burned, y'all, when the police came to do the investigation, my son went with his dad because they said that they had to call child services. Y'all know how that was. They called child services, and they came to my house. They see my house was clean. They was asking me what happened. I told them, y'all know I did have to tell the truth. I was outside smoking, drinking with my neighbors. I have to tell the truth, especially when it comes to situations like that, because I need them to know that I had no involvement in that, y'all, because y'all know how they try to do things. So I had put him in jail. My son told the story. Y'all remember my son was in there. He told the whole story. He said my daughter was screaming. He ran outside to throw a pamper away, came and got me, and I called the police. Y'all stay tuned. I'm not done. This stuff get deep. Okay, I'm going to rewind back a little bit because I didn't tell you guys how my daughter's funeral went. And I just skipped to the part where he went to jail after my baby passed. So I'm going to give you guys a little touch on how her funeral went. The funeral, it went okay. It was very heartbreaking just to see like a little small casket because she was only 9 months. I didn't have much support. I had support from my sisters. They was supporting me. They came to the funeral. They helped me create the obituaries. They wrote poems. They put pictures inside the obituaries. They was there for me. Unfortunately, my mom, which is my daughter, grandmother, she did not attend the funeral for whatever personal reasons she had with my other sister. They was not getting along at the time. But at that time, y'all, you want people to put away their problems and support you. Be there for you. Especially you're my mom. I needed a hug. I needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody to tell me that they love me, that it was going to be okay, even though we know it weren't. You know, so y'all, at that time that I was going through my daughter death, I had to deal with that my own mother did not support me through nothing. She didn't come to the repast, the funeral, just because she said that my sister was going to be there. But y'all, come on.
Wow. Now that was very inconsiderate and immature of her mother. The whole family should have put their petty bullcrap to the side and be there for this woman. But instead, they all thought about their childish selves and made this about them instead of lifting Shay up and being there for her in this horrific time of her life. This was very selfish of the grandmother to not attend.
Put aside the negativity and support. You have to support people. You cannot worry about someone else when it's not about them. It's about me and my child. So yeah, y'all, that did hurt me. And to this day, like, I did tell her, I'm like, Mom, if you don't come to my daughter's funeral, I'm not talking to you ever again. Like, and she made her decision. She still didn't come, or whatever the case may be, y'all. I did not talk to her after that for a little while. And then eventually, I forgave her. I started back talking to her. And then she just did some other foul things that we would get into later. Where that's just for another story, y'all. This thing is going to be about my life. So you guys going to be hearing a lot of stuff. But back to my daughter. Yeah, as we did the funeral, after the funeral, the pastor came to me and he said to me, he said, I'm going to tell you this. When I was doing your baby, getting her ready, it broke me to my heart. He said he had stayed up all night fixing on my daughter's body. And he had told me, he said, whoever did this, it was intentionally, like it was coming from a very evil person. And y'all, that made me feel like, damn, like, people really know that you are so evil that you did this to a child. So y'all, after the funeral and everything, y'all know he was in jail, so I still had to attend trial. I was going to trial, y'all, by myself against this man. Like, no family, no friends, no support. I had my days where I was scared because his family used to send me oh my gosh. I used to go through a lot, but I stayed strong. I had faith, and I was going. I was going to them court dates, y'all, by myself because I wanted justice for my baby. And I still feel like I didn't really even get justice for my baby because the time that they gave him, y'all, was ain't no way. And they said the amount of time that they gave him is because when they okay, y'all, when CPS did get involved, CPS test both of us. I had marijuana in my system because I smoke weed and weed only. They said that he had marijuana and cocaine in his system. And he was on those Molly things. They asked me after they test us. This even makes me look now because you're on drugs and I had no idea. So now the judge is like, when we go to court, they're like, ma'am, you had no idea that he was on drugs when you brought, again, I had to say, Your Honor, he was not my boyfriend. He would come see me and he would go. So I had no idea that he was doing those drugs. When he would come around me, he would smoke cigarettes, y'all. I don't smoke nothing but weed, so I wouldn't know the different smell or anything. It would just probably be a off, but I wouldn't know directly that, oh, he's on cocaine. That's somebody that does that would know that, hey, he's on that. But and then he's not around me constantly every day for me to know. Like living together, then you can say, hey, she knew. But like, no, I don't. What the hell? I don't date no man that's on no cocaine, no type shit. And that's why he had to hide it from me, because I'm not that girl. I don't be in the streets. I'm home. I take care of my business. I go to work, y'all. I do my big one. I got my place. I be chilling. I don't be on that or out in the street. So I had no idea that he was on. So they was like, do you know that he had cocaine and stuff in his system? I was like, no. I explained to them that. And then the lady was like, well, he's on, and that mean, I guess they was trying to say, since he was on the drugs, that mean he wasn't in his right state of mind at the time that happened to my baby, y'all. So y'all know now that they saying that he was on drugs, and it's not something that he was in his right state of mind. They saying that, oh, we can't charge him with murder. We have to charge him with manslaughter. They charged him with manslaughter, y'all. Manslaughter, because they're saying when you're not in your right mind, it's an accident, I guess. I don't know, y'all. This was my first time going through court against somebody, and they was just explaining to me how it works inside the court. So y'all, I'm like, okay. First they was talking about giving him just years in prison or whatever. Like, I think they was trying to say they offered him 12 years in prison. And I went to court and I'm telling them, like, hey, like 12 years? If that was somebody else, you guys wouldn't have gave them 12 years, bro. That was a 9-month-old baby, guys. Like, a 9-month-old baby can't walk, can't talk, can't even tell you that you're burning her, bro. And you're going to give this man 12 years, y'all? 12 years, and that's not even a catch, y'all. When we went back to court, the time went down. Y'all, they end up giving the man 8 years in prison, bro. Because they said he was on drugs, he wasn't in his right state of mind, it's manslaughter. They give him 8 years in prison, 5 years probation. When he get out, he's on 5 years probation, community control, anger management, and a lifetime. And I have a lifetime restraining order on him. He cannot come around me or my son. If he get caught near me or my son, when he gets out, he goes back to prison and do whatever time that they really wanted to give him. So y'all, I just feel like the court failed me. The state attorneys failed me, because come on, you guys are women. And then the judge, like, come on, 8 years? What the fuck is 8 years, y'all? That happened 6-7 years ago. So this man eventually is finna get out. He gets out next year. He gets out next year, you guys. Like, bro, this is so much for me. Like, basically, I lost my daughter, my son, going to his dad, and then you're only getting 8 years, followed by probation, community control, anger management, and a lifetime restraining order. Bro, where is the support? What happened to the system, y'all? What happened to the system? If it was somebody else's baby, he probably would have got death row or life. But it's because of me, and I'm going to court by myself, fighting for myself. He only gets 8 years in prison, guys. And it was temporarily not his fault, because he was unstable. What type of shit is that, y'all? The system is... They failed me. They really failed me, y'all. All of them failed me. Even the hospital calling me on the phone, oh, my child passed away. You're not supposed to tell me that shit.
So y'all, I know we're not supposed to be showing, people kids and stuff on here like that. But this woman did want her baby to be known. She wanted her baby to be recognized. She wants her baby's face and her baby's name to be saw and said. So I'm gonna show y'all the baby. It's so cute. I mean, this is heartbreaking, and I can't digest this. I just can't digest it. How y'all feeling about it? Tell me what y'all think. I done told y'all here and there what I think. It's your turn though. What y'all think should happen to this man? How y'all think this should have went down? Tell me down below, because I want to know. These stories are getting wilder and wilder, and they're not going to stop. Okay, us YouTubers, we're going to have a job forever messing around with America for sure. And that's what I got on it. If you like this video, please go like the video. If you didn't like the video, I understand, but please go like the video, subscribe, and I hope to catch you in the next one.